Hi there to all of you following along. Here I am looking like my usual unprofessional real self, and I'm going for my afternoon snack again today, and we're using the Disney Princess Cookbook, and today we're just making hummus. It's actually a jasmine inspired recipe called Wonderful Homemade Hummus, and I'm gonna put the picture there of the hummus. I really like hummus. I think it's a really great snack. It's healthy, things like that, so it's a really good afternoon pick-me-up. This recipe is very basic and very simple. It just basically uses a can of chickpeas with some olive oil and a few other ingredients and spices, and you put it in a food processor, which I have here, and then you blend it together. And I should note, this is actually my first time making homemade hummus, which is kind of surprising. I really do like it. I guess it's just one of those things that I just always bought at the store. I never really cared, to spend it because it's not super expensive. So I thought, why do that? But hey, figured it's in the cookbook. I'm gonna give it a try. All right, so let's blend this together. Okay, so I just took it off my food processor. I did notice that when I first ran it for a couple minutes, it still seemed kind of not smooth enough like hummus typically is. So I kind of took the spatula down and blended it again. So I did have to blend it for a couple minutes to get it more in like a hummus-like texture. It probably could be just a little bit creamier. I followed the measurements for like the oils and stuff to add. I do feel like maybe it could use a little bit more. So I might add a little bit more and then just let it run for about another minute. But anyway, I'm gonna put it in a bowl then and we'll taste test it. Okay, so I have my hummus here in the bowl. I did add just a little bit more olive oil and some juice to it just to kind of make it like a little bit more, I don't know, thinner, or just seemed a little too thick to me compared to typical hummus. So anyway, this recipe says that you can serve it with veggies or pretzels, but it mentions pita bread specifically in the recipe. Instead of making pita bread, I just bought the pre-made naan slice things, these little naan things. I really like them. All right, let's do the initial taste test. So my initial thoughts are it's not bad. It's not exactly the best hummus, and maybe that's just me. Maybe that's the chickpeas I used or the olive oil I used. I feel like it just needs a little bit more something. I can really taste kind of the olive oil in it, and even some of the juice and stuff I put in it. It kind of comes through. It's not bad. I might play around with it. We'll see. We'll eat the whole thing, and then I'll come back with my final thoughts and review. Final thoughts and reviews on the Wondrous Homemade Hummus that comes to us from Jasmine from the Disney Princess Cookbook. And I have to admit, this is my first time making homemade hummus, and I was not sure what to think. I knew it was mostly garbanzo beans and a few other things. And initial taste, as you saw, it wasn't bad. I did enjoy it, and the more I snacked on the next couple days, I did like it. I noticed I liked it better with vegetables more so than that naan bread I sampled it with. When I dipped it with carrots, or I had peppers, like bell peppers, I dipped slices of it, like red and orange and yellow peppers. I liked it a lot better. There was something about that just worked really well with that hummus. But overall, it was really enjoyable. Now, compared to the hummus you can buy in the store, not sure if it was quite as good as that. I think I prefer the stores a little bit better. But I also, looking at this, realized too that this is probably a lot healthier and maybe a few less ingredients than the store was in there. But I still like the store a little bit better. That being said, let's get into my rankings. The first ranking on a scale of 1 to 5 are the ingredients. Are these inexpensive, easy to find ingredients? And the answer is yes. This is definitely a 1. Everything on here is easy to find. Most of the stuff I had in my house to begin with anyway, and maybe some of you do too. I mean, if not, you might have to go buy garbanzo beans, but a can of garbanzo beans is usually like less than $1 or less than $2, depending on where you live. And I like cooking with beans, especially garbanzo, black beans and stuff, and they tend to be ones that I always have a can in my house just in case for whatever reason. Ease of making this on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being easy and 5 being difficult. I mean, I'm tempted to give it a 1 because it's basically just take these 5 ingredients, dump them in a food processor or blender and blend it together, which to me is fairly easy. There's really no chopping or anything involved with that kind of thing. And then would I make this again on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being never and 5 being definitely? I think I'm going to give it a 3. Like I said, I really did enjoy it. It wasn't as good as the store-bought. So I think I'm going to lean a little towards the store-bought, or maybe I'll try another hummus recipe. One ingredient I noticed not in this recipe listed that I know is in a lot of hummus recipes out there is tahini. So maybe that was what it was lacking for me, that, like I said, I think I'd mentioned earlier, it didn't seem quite as creamy as I thought normal hummus would be, but still I enjoyed it. But again, my ranking of 3 and would I make this again ties to the fact that
You know, I probably am more prone to just buy the store-bought because I'm a little lazy like that. But sometimes I am craving a little bit of hummus and I hate to waste it. So I usually have all these ingredients on hand so I can see myself tossing this together, you know, which is nice because it didn't make a ton. It made enough that was plenty, enjoyed it for a few days, nice healthy snack, but it didn't make an absorbent amount. But anyway, that's my thoughts and review on the Wondrous Homemade Hummus.